It would help if you could hear me at all. Turn the music down. Hello, folks. Welcome in. We are live as I'm talking to nothing. I was complaining that YouTube has been doing this lately where it's not sending me live. Oh, why? Second camera went to sleep. Okay, let's wake that the hell up. Okay. Off to a great start. There we are. Off to a great start. Cool. Hello, folks. Welcome in. I am live. And now I'm actually live. Finally. Okay, let's grab error. Hello. We're going to be working today on my top hat. I decided to put a top hat on the 2.4. So, not acceptable. I know. It's running. So, are we 3D printing transmission flex plates now? These are the filament roller wheels for the Python, AMS Python. So the AMS Python, this is the wheel that I actually drive the spools in the AMS after the conversion. So, John Olson, one of our community members, pointed out this version of it that has a TPU ring around the outside. So I'm printing these on the Prusa XL, which I just realized is not currently printing. Why are you not printing? Let's try this again. Print. Oh. Print. Let's see if that goes. I don't know. I had one so far. One turned out beautiful. I hit reprint on it. And then the second one, you almost certainly cannot see this on camera. It stopped. There's no top layers. It just like paused at a random point and just would not restart. So, yeah. Printed the small drive gear in TPU. Yeah, I think that's supposed to be the way you do it. This is a mod somebody made that has the ring that's TPU around the outside. John said it runs quieter with this. So you've got the TPU on TPU versus TPU on plastic. So supposedly it's quieter. I don't know. I hadn't printed the regular ones yet, so might as well. You're out of focus. It's focused on the... Yeah, that camera, focus on that one's terrible. Hold on one second. Ugh. Let's try that. That looks a lot better. Yay. Cool. All right. So, working on top hat now. Let me pull it up real quick so we can see what we're looking at. Voron 2.4 top hat. Keep typing it top hate. I just did it again. Are you working on enclosed stealth changer? No, not that type of top hat. Here we go. I'll screen share. Yeah. So, or wrong one. This one's what I want. Cool. This type of top hat. So it's an extension off the top of the Voron 2.4 and just raises by like, I don't even know how many millimeters. I don't have a caliper here at the moment. I took it into the house. I was using it yesterday. I don't know where my tape measure is either. Jeez. So 2 3/8 of an inch. It extends it up 2 3/8 of an inch-ish, like 2 inches, just to gain some extra space for the umbilical and the Teflon tube, the PTFE tube, Bowden. Just to gain a little space. I don't want to add the internal volume, but a riser platform, yeah. So I don't want to add internal volume. It's not going to help the chamber stay warmer, but it's going, yeah, 60 millimeters. That sounds about right. So I did this because since last stream, I'll show you in a minute. I The machine's back there. I redid the sleeving that I did on the last stream so that I could get just a little more Z height out of this thing. And so I want to be able to get the maximum Z build volume that I can get. How good it's going to be, I don't know. But I want to maximize it. So that's what I did. This will allow that because really my limitation before was my Bowden tube and my umbilical cable would really hit on the top. And it was not cool. It would fold over and it would work, but it wasn't cool. So this is going to gain us a little headroom for that. So who knows how much more it's going to gain in build height, not 60 millimeters of that, I'm sure. But if it gains 20, 30 millimeters, I'll take it. So, okay. I printed up I did actually mostly print this remix as it exists. I was a little displeased. There's no step files, so I couldn't work with it at all. But I did print the front ones. That is too dark. Let me brighten up that camera real quick. Let's see here. The front piece, where's the focus point? That looks about it. So this is a side one, just in black. And then this is the front piece. So this is the part that'll actually be visible. It sits at an angle on the extrusion. It's not a straight up and down. It's a little bit of an angle, and it accepts the standard top plate. So Anzi, just stopping by to say hi, midnight, need to get up in 5 hours. Good night, welcome, thank you for stopping by. I hope you get some sleep. I did not get enough sleep last night, which is why I'm rambling. So yeah, these pieces. But then I ran into an issue. I woke up, part of that whole not getting enough sleep last night, I had trouble getting the top surface smooth on those myself. I printed these in Hilbert curves. It's purposely not smooth. I purposely did not make them smooth. I have no trouble getting a smooth top surface. I just didn't want it. I barely slept all week too. Ruby left on Tuesday. I didn't get any sleep then. It's just whatever. It's been a week. So I'm right there with you. Error. No smooth top surface. Oh yeah, I woke up this morning because do I have them here? I think I left them somewhere else. Or did I bring them in here? So it's like skirts. This is put together like skirts. You get the corners, you get two corners, one at each end, of course, and then a middle section. And pieces together, you know, like a skirt. But I have the handles on the top of my machine. So I needed this wasn't designed to work with the handles that wrap up around the top of the machine. There is a remix for them, but it's only for 350 millimeter machines. See if I can find it real quick. There is a remixed version to allow you to use the handles. Yeah, there it is. This remix version allows you to, this is the same type of handles that I have on my machine. It allows that, but it's only for 350s. That's it. And it didn't register with me. I just grabbed it, downloaded it, threw it on a printer, let it print all night, woke up and went, oh. As soon as I woke up, I realized I saw one of the other ones and how small it was in comparison and went, wait a minute, that one's not right. So I had to spend a bunch of time this morning remixing my own to work. Did I print them? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah. One's printing right now on the Mark IV and another one is printing. Oh no, it's right here. I did print it. It is not this one. Where'd I put it? I printed it. No, it is here. I'm gonna have to run into the house and grab a print off a machine anyway, so whatever. I'm just stammering and stuttering, so let's just dive into working on this thing and get this assembled. So we're gonna start putting the top hat together. Some supports to pull off of this piece. The front and top pieces just had to be, the middle sections had to be printed vertically. Switch to this cam setup. Boop. The middle sections had to be printed vertically. The end pieces are flattened on the back, so I was able to print them in a flat orientation. So this just required a little bit of support, unfortunately, being the upright orientation. Get these supports off of here. Yay, tree supports. A little stuck inside the hexes. There's a handful of things about this design that I would do differently if it were mine, but it's not. And unfortunately, they didn't upload the STL files. They only uploaded STLs. They didn't upload steps. So I wasn't spending my time remixing based off that. And not the remix that makes it into, ooh, hit my nail there. The remix that makes it into an easier to print multi-piece is the one that didn't release the step files. The original version of this, wow, that is bowed on the bottom. That warped a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. Jose, welcome in. Is top warped? No, top's fine. The remix that makes it a little easier to print and in a flat orientation only had STLs. So, you know, unfortunate. And they also released under a Creative Commons license, so I couldn't really argue about that, unfortunately. Thanks for teaching myself Fusion 360. Thanks to you, I'm teaching myself Fusion 360. Already got my first design ready for printing. And my V0 decided to break its fourth umbilical cable. Sorry to hear that. That is unfortunate, Dark Third, but hey, at least you're getting into it. So, it's a start. Okay. Where's the camera? Try turning on the second cam. Get these pieces out of the way. Get the printer pulled up here. And get going on this. So I did end up remixing my own version of the print files for the 300mm machine to use side handles. So we will be installing those as well. I don't know if I'll be releasing the files, unfortunately. Just because I'm working off that. It's a mixture of GPL and Creative Commons files, and I'm not thrilled about it that I remixed off of. So it's a convoluted licensing issue that I don't feel like dealing with. I could release the files separately, but that's dumb. So, don't know. Clean this bench off a little bit. And grab the machine. Okay, let's try this. As I said, my back has not been happy, so. Whoop. Oh, there's my calipers. They're on the machine. Okay. So as I said, I did, let's see, second angle. I did work on the cable, the umbilical, which we are all the way up at the very end of the Z-axis build volume right now. So machine tool head is all the way up. I put bumpers at the ends of the rails that I didn't have before. So now, is the original design remixable? It is remixable, but it is not under the same license. It's under a GPL or a Creative Commons license, not a GPL license. Let me look real quick. 2.4 canopy. Yeah. See, the original design that I remixed off of, or that the one I printed is remixed off of, is this one, 2.4 canopy from Print Something, and this one uses a Creative Commons 4.0 non-commercial attribution license, which does allow for remixing. But then the one that I printed is, it's convoluted. I don't care for the way this is all done. Printed parts from that. Printed parts from, this is the one that seems to be the more popular one because it's split into pieces, so it prints a little better. But it also is Creative Commons non-commercial, so it can be remixed, but there's no STLs. It's Voron parts, so to me it really should be a GPL3 license. But they didn't necessarily remix Voron parts to make it, so does that really count? Yeah. Speaking of thoughts on the Benchy takedown bullshit, it's BS. It's BS, but it's known BS. Like, it's so hard because the Benchy has always had that license. It has always been a no remixes license. And I think it's been enforced in the past. Like, I knew not to remix the Benchy. I knew not to do it. Other people just did, and now it's the consequences. It's unfortunate. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I haven't really agreed with it for a long time. Like, I don't think every printer that ships should come with a Benchy on it. I don't know. Like, how does that fall into licensing? I don't really know. That's distribution. You're distributing the STL file, even if it's in G-code form. So, don't know. But what I did yesterday, I got this up to now it's got a little slack in this at full height. So that should work out a little bit nicer. And now it's time to put a top hat on this thing. That's what we're going to be working on. So Maker Viking, welcome in. Yeah, I think we need a new, like, go-to file. I know somebody on Discord suggested I should do like a video about, damn it, camera. We're back. Okay, so I did get a new, it dropped out again. What the hell? Okay, let's see how long this lasts. Yep, the second I touched my switcher. It be like that. Oh my gosh, now it won't come back at all. Okay, nobody sneeze. Nobody sneeze. I'm going to grab the OBS bot so that it's not going through the switcher, which is right there. So we get a camera angle running here. Let me plug it in real quick so we at least have a camera, and then I think we might be switching switchers on stream. Okay, plugged in. Bloop, 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 bloop. USB connection noises. Make sure a tail air fires up real quick. Looks like it is. More. I don't want to be on NDI. Just got to make 1 or 2 setting changes. I got the new HDMI switcher in, is what I was trying to say. So I was trying to set it up right before stream, and Ruby called. She's out of town right now. And so had to switch it up. Okay, let's see. Tail air. Properties. Tail air. Deactivate. Activate. Oh, come on. Why is this one not working? There it is. Yay. Just switch it a whole bunch of times and it'll come back. Okay. Hi, folks. Sorry, I sneezed. Okay. We've got one camera working. The switcher knows it's being replaced. Yeah, I was working on switching out to the new switcher right before the stream, and Ruby called, and I couldn't say, oh no, I can't talk. So I didn't get to switching this, but we're gonna have to do it right now. So let's do that. Come on. This is gonna be real dumb, I think, but we're gonna find out. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. All right. So I'm switching out to a new Atomos switcher, which is a brand of camera monitors. So do you use the Magneto X much these days? No. And not for any particular reason. I just haven't gotten into using it much. I like it. Honestly, the biggest thing, the biggest reason I don't use it a whole heck of a lot is it's loud. It's just a little annoyingly loud for me. I need an enclosure on it. Ugh, okay. Oh, does that mean the pupper's in the pen with you? Yes, it does. She is snoozing in the pen right now. I had intended the OBSBot camera to be the puppy angle. So that's what I intended for this stream. So let me plug this in real quick. Where's the USB? There it is. Plug that in. Okay. Yes, puppy is here. Let me switch this on to following me around mode. Normal tracking. Okay. You're going to lose me past that camera. Come here, Noodle. Come here. Oh. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Hi. Oh, that was a little groan. You were tired. You were sneezing. Snoozing. So, our little long one, little sausage. Oh, she is tired. She's like, this is boring. It's seaweed. Yes, it is. Nori. Nori, our little seaweed noodle. So let's get a switcher up and then I'll get a puppy cam going with this thing maybe. So if I can. I'm sorry, baby. Yeah. Okay. So I need HDMI cables off of the other switcher so I can plug them into the new switcher. Ugh. Did you lose me? No, you found me. Cool. All right. At least a moment like this, I've got the camera that can follow me around. And nothing on this side of the camera that you can't see. One. I'm just going to have to work like this for today. I need to make a new mount for this new switcher is the problem. So for right now, this is what we got. Why are you not turning on? Oh no. Does this new switcher not work? Or how do I make the new switcher work? I don't even know. I'm gonna have to look at the instructions. And back to sleep. Yeah, she is done. She's just been following me around the house, so. Adam X, instructions, switcher. I don't know why it's not getting any image right now. Navigate to the switch menu on the Ninja display to go into switcher mode. I don't see it. Error. What the heck are you doing? There is no switch menu. Display, no. Waveform peaking, but there... Atomos, your instructions sucks. No shock there. Switcher menu. Okay, how do I do this? Ah, Atom X, there it is. It's in the other menu, not the menu, in the other menu. Power activation. Don't tell me I have to like register this thing or something to make it work. Info. Cancel. Overlays. No, I think this is in a different freaking menu. This is really entertaining, isn't it? So dumb. This camera that we are on right now, oh, there we go. Atom X, changing input source. Okay, so the instructions that are 5 months old, mind you, on their official website are out of date. I despise that. Update your instructions on your freaking website. Yay! Okay, now we're gonna go dark for a second as I switch camera angles. and set up the new switcher. Why is that dark? Okay, 1 second. Back to the tail layer. I don't know why I'm not getting an output from that. I can see it here. HD, 30 FPS. Oh, HDMI out. No, 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 no. That's the problem. Multi-view, no. Ninja HDMI output program. That's what I want. I think that's what I want. Let's try it now. Still no. This is so dumb. Ninja HDMI output, program preview multi-view. Is it that I wasn't live? Sorry, I'm learning something new as we're... There we go. I think I might have double LUTs applied now. Let me de-apply a LUT real quick on my cameras. And then we can get back. Update firmware. It actually updated automatically when I plugged it in, actually. When I plugged it in, it actually automatically went into an update cycle. Did that before stream. HDMI output. I just need to turn off my LUT for output. Whatever. We got image. I'll do that's stuff I'll clean up for next stream. So power went out on the Raptor pen. Oh no. You can see us on the screen. You could. Okay, back to the main view. Cool. All right, now that camera is pointing at the Raptor pen, but that's not the camera I want to point at the Raptor pen. Hi. The stupid camera's looking at me right now. Ay, ay, ay. I'm a professional, I swear, as this one follows me around. Cool. I know what I'm doing. I promise. This is what I do for a living. I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay, now let's move this to somewhere where I can see Nori. Sorry. Maybe it can see Nori. Let's get a little light on her. Oh, and it's gonna lose me. Okay. Okay, now this camera actually has a view. And the other one... It'll all work next stream, yes. So this stream is just fun. Why are you not turning? Tracking off. There we go. Trust me, bro. No, not giving you a trust me, bro guarantee. Animal tracking? Can you see Nori? Not really. You see a camera. She's there, I swear. Move this camera a little closer so I can move this camera to the other side of this one and actually get a view of her. She's in there. If anybody is still here, just wow. I appreciate it. She's snoozing in her bed there. Nori. Hi, baby. No, she's done. She's done. Okay. Yay. Let's get to freaking putting a top out on this stupid thing. Ay, ay, ay. Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Hey, at least I got my new switcher. It's there. Well, at least I got it, first of all. I almost didn't order a new one. I was like, no, maybe there's something else wrong with my system. No, it's my switcher. I can just tap it and it drops out. So, all right. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I tuned the shrink rate on my filament. I went the wrong way when I entered the numbers, so the lack of sleep is starting to kick in. Oh no. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Okay, so the pieces that are going to go on here are going to go like that. I think I need to peel off. I've got foam tape on here. I think I'm going to have to peel that off. It's at least too thick for this. I have thinner foam tape. I don't know if I have enough. I'd sure like to seal all the way around this. This is too thick, the tape that's on here. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna... it's gonna come off in frickin' pieces. That's not fun. Well, I don't care if I scrape my extrusions a little bit. It's a Funzor frame anyway. Come on. There's a tiny bit of it kind of stuck and left. I'm just really peeling off the foam. Bearded Bucket, welcome. You're entering after the chaos. So, I might end up just like... What time is it? How long have we been going? 30 minutes. Hi folks, welcome to the stream. We're installing a top hat on the Voron 2.4. I'm going to cut the entire 30 minutes at the beginning of the stream where I had to switch my HDMI switcher out of this video afterwards. So if you're coming and watching the VOD, there was 30 minutes before this that you're not going to see. Because my old HDMI switcher kicked the bucket. Welcome in, Bearded Bucket. That was fun. I don't think it'll be fun for people watching the VOD is the problem. It might have been fun and funny for you folks here in the chat, but I feel like 30 minutes of watching me fumble around in a replay isn't going to be nearly as interesting, you know? I mean, you folks let me know. I think it's a good idea to cut that. But if it isn't, I don't know, maybe we'll throw a poll on Discord. Maybe we'll throw a poll on Discord. I'm peeling off the just put chapter marks in. I could do that. You're right. I could do that. So intro 2.0. Come on. All right, I'm gonna have to remove these handles for now. They're in the way right now. They're in the way right now. They can always fast forward. True, true. I was afraid of that. There's not a lot of room in here to get to these screws. My design may not work. We'll find out. I have an idea for what we're going to do after this anyway, so we will see. All right. It's real. It shows the realness. Okay. Plus puppy content. Plus puppy content. She's probably going to be sleeping for most of stream, so. Yeah, that's fair. Puppy content. All right. Who doesn't want to watch Mandic Mayhem? There we go. Okay. One side handle out of the way. Other side handle coming off. Live streams can't always be perfect. I'd leave it there. Cool. Yeah, it's one of the joys of live streams is not editing. Is not having to edit out that nonsense. All right. There, handles are off. Now I can get the rest of that foam that was hiding under there out of there. Cool. All right. This side, it's the last side. Where's Jean? She's been hiding. With the new puppy, she's doing her own thing. The puppy's a little bit much for her. So she's mostly been doing her own thing lately, so she's not been in the studio as much. Zelda's here. She's drinking from the... I put a water fountain in here. We're like getting set up a little bit better out here for the animals to actually hang out. So hopefully she'll be hanging out more. But okay, so this front piece goes on here. It uses M3 screws that don't have a ton of clearance. But we also need to put some heat press inserts into this. Fire up the insert tool. So I need some M3 heat press inserts. The original design for this, this one is remixed off of, has the corner in a single piece. I was going to print those, but I didn't want to waste the material multicoloring that. This one can be printed flat, in a flat orientation, so much easier to multicolor. So that's why I'm using this version. These are the moments where I need a heat press tool, but how would you do this with a heat press tool? Any insert brand you like? I buy Amazon. I just buy 100 packs on Amazon. So I haven't tried Stefan CNC Kitchens ones or anything special. I just buy cheap ones. I printed a jig of course. Yeah. But then, like, that's tall enough. Will it get in there? I don't freaking know. Design a whole printed jig just to insert, like, 8 heat press inserts. Wouldn't be the first person. Wouldn't be the first person to do it, I'm sure. I'll just hold it on the frame. And use my hand tool. Cool. Fabrico shipped the final parts that I need for this build yesterday. So I'm hoping by next Thursday's stream, we'll be in a good position to finish this. I really wanted this done a while ago. I wanted to get back to the Trident, and we will. We will get back to the Trident build. I was tempted to do it today, but then I remembered this top hat, and I was like, well, we'll do the top hat. I remembered the top hat, so... no, not that side. These ones. Get inserts. So I need M3 roll-ins. I need to see when Box Turtle Kit comes in from Fabrico. Cool. I gotta figure out... Oh, Thunder Keys, you still here? You adding LEDs to the Voron logo? No, I thought about it. And you know what? I might. We'll see, because I am going to be adding a third LED strip. I've got 2 in here right now. I will be adding a third one, so maybe I will. LEDs make a printer faster. Yeah. All-wheel drive when? That's on hold for the moment. I haven't talked about it on stream, I don't think, since last time. So... I've talked about it numerous times now that I'm going to be building a heated chamber build with all-wheel drive and 9mm belt. That is still the plan. But the plan was a 2.4. I was going to build a 2.4 all-wheel drive, 9mm belt, heated chamber, whole 9 yards, Doom Cube build. Since last stream... Somebody said it on last stream, I think, and it really stuck with me, that a Trident makes a whole lot more sense because, you know, heat up at the top of the chamber and more fixed components, less moving stuff. I can have auxiliary part cooling within the chamber. No, I probably won't do that on that because it's going to have CPAP and print high temp parts, so I don't really need auxiliary part cooling, but it makes more sense. Because he had all the CNC stuff. I do still have a full CNC kit from Fizex, but it's an old one. It's not the lightweight one. It's the old one. And I need, if I'm going to go all-wheel drive and 9mm, I need to replace more than half the kit anyway. VZ-Bot makes the most sense. We're building a VZ-Bot very soon. Kit's right over there. There's a new dual shear CNC all-wheel drive setup coming from LDO. 6mm, but you can run 3GT with similar results. Both 2.4 and Trident. Tiny Shell Script, thank you very much. I might have to talk to Jason then. I'm fine with 6mm. The whole point of that project is just to throw everything at the wall. So if all-wheel drive is coming from LDO, I'd rather just get a kit from LDO and go with it. So I'll talk to Jason. I've got to reach out to him about some other stuff anyway. Yeah. So Anyway, switching gears, it's going to be a Trident Doom Cube, which Easy Bake, I think they call it, but I'm just going to call it a Doom Cube. And I'm going to build, but I am going to build, another 2.4. So I'm still going to build a 2.4. The second 2.4 is going to be a fairly standard, like run-of-the-mill LDO kit type one. That's the machine I'm going to put my box turtle on. So, yeah. My Trident heats up way faster than my 2.4. Yeah, you have this much volume between the top of the bed. You know, you got, this much volume between the top of the bed and top of the machine when it's heating up. Apparently LDO and Fabrico have Micron 180 kit now. They've had a Micron 180 kit in the works for a bit now, Micron Plus. Fabrico also has a salad fork kit in the works, salad fork 180, and I'm really hoping Hector gets that together soon, and I have already requested one because I really want to build a salad fork. And that insert didn't go far, thank you. So, yeah. Yeah, really looking forward to a salad fork kit. I really want to build a salad fork. I started mocking it up. I actually already printed. If anybody saw it on my at the Elmio email that is back in stock. Cool. Yeah, it looks like Hector got a bunch of stuff in this week, so that's cool. All right, last heat inserts in. I haven't shown that either. So this week, just sheer dopamine-seeking boredom, I printed up, put together this. Bloop. The ant head tool head from, that's not focused. The ant head tool head from Heart K. So uses ant head. So this uses 4010 fans and 25mm cooling fan. I think it looks really good. This is going to be for the salad fork. This is the color scheme of the salad fork. Basically, the salad fork build is going to be a shrunk down version of my Trident. So I'm just going to build a mini version of my Trident. So instead of Zoll, I'm going to run ant head. I think this is a beautiful tool head that he put together. It's slightly complicated to put together. You got to figure it out, but it goes together well. LDO sent me another Galileo kit, so I built the wristwatch Galileo 2. And this is I don't know if it's Heart K's remix of it or what, but it has a filament sensor. There's a little extra space up in here. There's a filament sensor in there. It's actually a dual filament sensor for filament cutting, but I deleted the second filament sensor and I remixed it to get rid of that. Is it just the camera, or is the ant head fairly big? It's bigger than a mini stealth burner, but not really that big. Let me move the desk real quick. We can get a better angle on the stealth burner. Well, compared to a stealth burner, I mean, it's smaller than a stealth burner. It's kind of like a dragon burner in size, I think. So yeah, I mean, it's not by no means the smallest one, but yeah. With a smaller extruder, it would be smaller. Like a LGX might be a little bit, I don't even know if an LGX would be smaller. There is a fair bit of dead space in here. It's hard to see. There's a fair bit of dead space between the extruder and the hot end, but it's no VZ tool head. Yeah. So I am going to run a Revo in this. Right now it's got just a plain Jane Revo, but I'm actually going to put the Revo PZ, the piezoelectric one, the nozzle probing version. So I'm going to put the PZ Revo in this. That's what I'm going to run in the machine. I've been looking for a home for that, so I think this makes sense. I think this build makes sense for that. Somebody was asking about my colors for the VZBot Kittrell. I'm doing red and black. Easy peasy, yeah. The VZBot, I'm going to do red and black. So bog standard freaking colors for a VZBot. I haven't built a red machine. It's boring to just do like the off-the-shelf, the standard color. I've held off on doing a red Voron forever because I was like, I don't want to build a red Voron. Everybody builds a red Voron. And now I'm going to build a red VZBot. But It is going to be Galaxy Red ASA from Polymaker. I already got it in. I'm going to start printing parts for it very soon because we're going to go from this project, the Voron, the Voron 2.4. We're going to finish this up. We're going to go to the Trident, finish up the Trident, and then we're going to start switching off between my Positron 3.2 build and a VZBot. And so I don't want to keep doing this. Like I've done 9. This is the 8th stream on just this machine. I don't want to keep doing like same machine over and over. I want to have 2 machines to switch back and forth to. So we're going to do Positron and the VZ. So, and it's going to be Galaxy Black too. Galaxy Red and Galaxy Black. I think I'm going to move to the head of my Trident, the one that looks like yours. I mean, it's a beautiful looking tool head. There's also the A4T, which might be a little more direct. Oh, that's the other thing I haven't talked about. This one, I started talking about the other Voron that I'm going to build because that's going to be my box turtle build. So the other Voron 2.4 that I'm going to build is going to be a box turtle, is getting built so I can run my box turtle on it. What if, say, you're colorblind? Use whatever filament you've got. You can save money. You don't have to worry about it. So my next 2.4 build is going to be for the box turtle. That's the whole point. The reason I'm building it is so I can put the box turtle on it. I'm going to stick with a regular stealth burner on that and keep that build fairly standard. Like I'm not going to put all-wheel drive or anything crazy on it. But when I do that, I think I might finally ditch the stealth burner on this one. I want to have one machine with a stealth burner on it, basically. And I think I might finally ditch the stealth burner on this. And my thought is Reaper. My thought is to put a Reaper tool head on this. I don't really need the 50-15 dual 50-15 part cooling on this, but I don't have a machine with a Reaper on it. And I have other builds planned with other tool heads. So I feel like this one, it could be a good fit. And I can't get auxiliary part cooling on this, being a 2.4. So when I need the cooling, it will be nice to have it. Anybody has any input, thoughts, let me know. I know Reaper is kind of like dead at the moment, development-wise, unfortunately. There's been some, if anybody can see their way to contributing to something, there's that project. The Reaper project, unfortunately, has hit some tough times. Takeoff tool head. So I don't want to do takeoff tool head, not right now. The heated chamber Trident build that I was talking about. We're getting off on a tangent of chatting here, but this isn't going to be a lot of work putting his top hat on. I'm still waiting on a couple of parts to print, so let's just keep chatting. The heated chamber Trident build. That is getting a Slice Engineering Mosquito Magnum Plus in a Bondtech stealth burner, their SLM printed stealth burner. Is it SLM or SLS? SLS. That's what it's getting out of the box with CPAP cooling. I'm going to ditch that after the initial build. I just want to build it with it, use it, give it a shot. A tangent never happens. Yeah. You all take advantage of my ADD and you know it. So that's going to get the Mosquito Magnum Plus in the stealth burner. And it's either going to get like maybe a takeoff or something because it needs metal. That's meant to be a heated chamber build. And I mean a high temp heated chamber build. So Slice does have a liquid cooled version of that. So it's air cooled right now. And I'm going to build it with the air cooled setup and just run it for a little bit as like the initial build. Then I'm going to ditch the stealth burner tool head, keep the hot end, put the water block on it so it can be water cooled because that machine's already getting water cooled. Oh, that's the other factor about the heated chamber build that I didn't mention with the 2.4 going to a Trident because the motors are in fixed position. Because the motors are in a fixed position, water cooling them is going to be a lot easier, especially with all-wheel drive. Water cooling all-wheel drive on a Voron 2.4 was going to be interesting, getting all the cooling lines run and not having something get snagged or have a whole bunch of like cooling lines going into the build volume or something. So Trident's going to make that a lot easier. They are going to be water-cooled steppers. And then it's going to allow me to do a water-cooled tool head with the Mosquito Magnum and maybe extruder motor. I mean, why not? Could. So yeah, That's the other reason going from 2.4 to Trident is for water cooling. That machine has always been planned to have water-cooled stepper motors, but it just makes more sense with Trident. And then I can do that. I don't know what tool head I'm going to run, is the point of what I was getting to there. With the Mosquito Magnum Plus, I might end up designing my own tool head because it's going to have CPAP cooling and a water-cooled hot end. So like I have to figure it out. I have to decide what makes sense to run on that. I don't know. But I might end up designing my own. And then by then my Milo should be running. So maybe we can like design up maybe we can do like a stream and design a tool head and then mill it on the Milo or something. Spitballing ideas. I think that'd be really fun. We can like collaborative Franken tool head. Here we come. Yeah. So, okay. Top hat time. I need some roll-in nuts. I got all the heat press inserts in. And you go there. And you're just going to fall over. But I need 2 of these. These on the sides. But I will, there is a logo in the center of this front center panel. A logo opening. And there is a remix out there to put an LED behind this. So I probably will, because I have LED strips on both sides right now. I'm going to add a third LED strip in the front. So I'll be able to daisy chain off of that to do here. Getting SLM printed is surprisingly cheap. Yeah. And I've been working, I'm going to have a video coming soon with PCBWay. Using PCBs. I had them make me some custom PCBs. They're under the desk. So a project I have coming up, I'll be working with PCBWay on. And so maybe we can get PCBWay to sponsor a funky toolhead design. So waiting on my replacement Nighthawk to finish my Reaper. While the project is dead, it was mostly done. Yeah, hopefully people pick it back up. Yeah. Anybody who's familiar with Reaper, chime in the comments. Because I'm not running tap, and I'm running a CNC Vitali carriage on this machine. So that's my one concern with Reaper. I was working on mocking up. Some folks on the Discord gave me the master CAD files so I could like get it all mocked up the way that I wanted. Thank you to them. But I'm not 100% clear on using this CNC carriage. I saw a few people in the Discord who are doing it, but the printed files that I can find don't seem to work. They have holes for the upper screws, but there's no like space for a bolt head. There's nowhere there's a hole to put a screw through, but there's no shoulder for the screw to like attach to. I don't understand what it's supposed to be. I didn't really have time to dive into it too much. So this will probably get Reaper before too long, is the point of that massive tirade that we just went on. All right, roll-ins. I got some M3 roll-ins here, so I can get these put in. I don't want to use hammerheads because hammerheads suck. I have the Vitali mount and the Reaper fit. Okay, cool. Well, doesn't really matter what extruder. Okay, so it did work for you. Is it a Vitali tap, or do you have a regular Vitali carriage? Now that's a tangent. Yeah, we went on a trip there. That was what, 20 minutes of a tangent? Yeah. If anybody knows how to tangent, it's me. What's Jay's 2 cents say? Damn, what's his saying? I digress. CNC with beacon. CNC for beacon. Okay, that's what I've got on here. So, okay, cool. I just need to print the parts and take a look at it. I just hadn't had time because I needed to get these parts printed for today. It was like yesterday I decided, you know what? I think I'm going to put Reaper on this. So swap this from Reaper, or from Stealth Burner with the Big Tree Tech board to Nighthawk 36 now that the new Nighthawk 36s are coming. And of course the first roll in I try to put in here doesn't want to roll in. I hate when they do that. And go to the new Nighthawk, the updated Nighthawk 36 and Reaper. Luckily, the Nighthawk 36 uses an XT30 plus 2, so we're going to be able to use the same cable, and I don't need to ditch it. I'll just need to make my own strain relief, which is fine. I probably would have anyway. I don't like most of the strain reliefs that are on the market for any builds. Come on. These roll-ins don't want to roll in. It's a good start. Might have to go to hammerheads. These roll-ins just will not roll into this extrusion. I don't know what the heck's going on here. They're slightly weird ones. I don't know where they came from. They're M3. I'm fairly sure I used these on the... Here's an LDO one, which looks ever so slightly different. Are they thicker? They're thicker. They're just a hair thicker, and I think it's holding me up. Yeah, that LDO one just popped into place like that. Great. Great, because I think these are the only M3s that I have. Yeah, it just will not roll in. It gets like, yeah, it's catching on the other side. It won't roll in. Damn it. In a weird way. Great start. Okay, do I have any others? I should have another box of them. I haven't fully unpacked hardware since the move is the problem. So I have a whole box of M5s here. That might be my only thing of M3s. Unless I go digging in an LDO kit and rob them. Damn it. Oh, we got Bearded Bucket coming in with the gifted memberships. We can use that for... Quick, while he isn't looking. We could use that for the roll-in nut frickin' fund. Thank you. Hammerheads actually work better for me. I'm going to have to, but I don't think I have enough hammerheads is the problem, because I don't use them. I never use hammerheads, because I don't like them. But give it a try. So, Bearded Bucket came in with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Bearded Bucket. What does that give us here? That's got Easy Low. I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm butchering the way your name is supposed to be pronounced there. Ah, that's a terrible design. There's no clearance in this design to put a screw through here. They don't have the clearance area for the screw with the hex. Okay, Easy Low, Joseph Carver, Ben Winfield, Burned Lowline, sorry, Connor Bayer got gifted memberships from Bearded Bucket. So thank you for the support. You will need to adjust slightly after everything attached and then try and fit the cover in. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I know I'm going to have to, like, you know, just like with skirts, you got to kind of get things into position and then wiggle everything back and forth so you get the widths right and all that. But okay, now one roll in, and I'll get one hammerhead on here. Sure, why not? Was listening and lurking while wiring a Mesa card on a CNC. I don't know what that is. Is that a controller? Will they slide in from the end of the extrusion? I would have to remove this extrusion to do that. That's the problem. And then I have to do that, and then I can't remove all the extrusions. I would have to do that like one by one. It's not going to go well. So yes, they probably would, but unfortunately, that's not a really great option for me. You know what I can do? I just thought about it. I have a whole bunch of hammerheads, actually. I will just have to rob the hammerheads that I have for my panel clamps. The pieces that hold my panels on all have hammerheads on them still. So I'll just have to get new hammerheads for these. I'll order up some today. Yeah, control board with Ethernet for Linux CNC. Cool. I got the new Scylla board in from Big Tree Tech for the for the Milo. I don't know if we're going to do a stream on that, but will you be adding bed fans to the VZ bot? I'm using RSCS to move air to heat up. It doesn't really work. Yes, I will be adding bed fans. I do intend to add bed fans. I don't intend to make many changes to the VZ bot off the bat. I'm going to keep it air cooled right off the bat. I do intend to water cool it eventually, but for same thing with the Trident, I'm just going to build it and I'll water cool it later. So I'm just going to air cooled build it. You have the Python 1.04 version. Yeah, I did get the new Python files. That's actually what's printing on the Excel right now is parts for the Python 1.04 or whatever it is. Yeah. I'm going to add a Nevermore. I found a Nevermore mount for the VZ bot that mounts it to the bed. So it acts as a bit of a bed fan. And I'm going to mount up a couple of other bed fans under it to get some chamber temperature going. Yes, I do intend to do that. The Mega version got released today for 3 kilogram spools. Cool. I have no use for that, but it's cool that it came. Resquaring a 2.4 frame. Resquaring a 2 in situ is not fun. Yeah, that's as much as anything. I don't want to resquare this frame. Honestly, I'm sure this frame could probably use a resquaring, but I'm not doing that. It worked. It's printed hundreds and hundreds of prints as is. I'm rebuilding it in so many ways. Not doing that. Top hat might be a good idea as well. Not many options for it though. All right. I've been meaning to ask folks as far as the VZ bot is concerned for like ideas, suggestions. All right, those are in place, but they're gonna have to get loosened again and shifted a little bit. But how tight does this fit between these? Oh, there's a mile between these. Jeez. There needs to be foam to each side of this. There's a freaking country mile between each side of this. All right. Kinematics Quad XY. Yes, Quad XY. I've seen top hat for the VZ235. All right, I'll look. I'm fairly sure I saw it because I am building a 235. We are going to be building a VZ235. It's going to be nice to build a machine again that doesn't take up my entire workbench. This isn't so bad, but the after the rat rig and this and the Milo, it'd be nice to build something a little bit smaller. I added 3mm foam and it wasn't enough. Gee, oh great. So these need to be bigger. Lovely. I remember the docs for the VZBot not being great when Steve and Modbot did theirs. Yeah, the website basically points to a bunch of videos by Simon. So I'm going to try and work my way through that. Maybe let his video, I'll probably leave his video, it's fairly long, let it play a couple of times, or the series of them while I'm working on other stuff to let it dig in. Just use the CAD. I mean, that's what we did on a Trident build. So won't be my first rodeo. Get some heat press inserts into this for the LED mounting that I will be adding. Cool. That's how I built mine. The docs suck for the VZ. Oh well. Oh well. All right. I hope I have foam. I don't know if I do. I think I've needed to order foam for like a while. Oh, nope, here's some. Here's an LDO roll of it. Oh no, I got a bunch. Actually, I got thicker stuff here. The thicker is probably going to be better on this. Your Voron stopped working, and for some odd reason, the board cannot find my CAN board. Any suggestions? I would reflash your CAN board would be my step. I would, you know what? I would ditch Catapult. You said mainsail, and for Cannonball's Catapult, I would ditch Catapult. I personally have not had luck with it. So I I have found more than once I have fixed CAN connection issues by ditching Catapult and just going with like main clipper on it. You have to update via USB cable, which like on this build I can't. But well, it's not CAN, it's USB. But yeah, so all right, I've got some thicker like 6mm foam here. I'll stick on this. I may well remix and reprint this part and remix and reprint this part to fit this a little bit better. Yeah, it looks like this foam is going to be plenty. I shouldn't have taken the foam off, the backing off of that yet. I need screws in this. I also should have remixed this so I could paint the center of this. Oh well, I again may revisit this off stream, but let's get it together anyway. Let's get it together anyway. Screw. Screw. Yeah. USB for the win, Nighthawk. Yeah, I haven't run a Nighthawk yet. I've got the older Nighthawk 36 for the Trident, hoping it works. I need to reach out to Jason. I want to grab a couple of the new Nighthawk 36s, one for this and one for another build I can't talk about yet. Steve, welcome in. Steve, hello. Welcome in. Hammerhead. Another hammerhead. Contemplating about going 48 volt on the VZ. I'm fairly sure the Steve, is yours 48 volt? Do the Mellow kits come with 48 volt? I thought they do. Oops. As I knock that off, because oh, look at that. The hammerheads didn't grab. Shock and awe. I'm floored. Who could have expected that? Contemplating switching to 24 on the VZ. Came with 48. Yeah, I thought so. We could swap parts. Yep, hammerheads didn't grab. Color me shocked. Color me shocked. All right, now I can put this in here. Actually ordered the power supply today. All right. Steve's on it. On a D 48 volting. See, I posted it to Twitter. I started mocking up the salad fork build I want to do, and I'm planning to 48 volt that. Just because I'm doing it on my Trident, and it's meant to be a mini version of my Trident. So that's it. All right. Yeah, that middle needs to be colored. I'm going to have to remix this center. I'll make it a hair wider to fill this up space a little bit better. I don't have freaking foam sticking between here. I hate that. So I'm going to remix this a little bit, I think. I wish they would have designed this to like taper together or something. I understand giving it like misalignment, space in here, tolerance, but I wish it would have been like tapered or something so you could put a ceiling amount on there. It's more of a matter of matching voltage to the steppers. Word is the superpowers are more suited to 24 volt. Yeah, I have superpowers on my Trident as well, and I'm going to be running it in 48 volt, and I've had quite a few people tell me that that's not a good idea. That said, I think the Krakens are pretty suited to running on 48 volt, and so hopefully when Krakens become a little more available, we'll play with those. I'm certainly going to put them in my Trident. So we'll see. Okay, now this goes on the side here and needs a couple of hammerheads. So there's a corner piece here. It just meets up to this corner. It's got a couple of screw holes in it that'll screw into the heat press inserts we put in earlier. Yeah, when I got the superpower motors for my Trident, Jason tried to talk me out of it, and I wish I would have listened to him. He told me speedy motors would have made more sense. I don't know. 2804s absolutely run better on 24 volt. Great. I've got a spare 24 volt power supply. I could swap it. I mean, that's a nice thing about UHP. About the UHP power supplies, it's the same form factor, so I can easily swap the second power supply that's currently 48 volt for a 24 volt one. And then when I get Krakens, swap it back. Why do you need a top hat on your 2.4? Print full height often. Yeah, enough, you know. I use the build volume on this enough to warrant trying to get a little bit more out of it with this. And it's just a matter of I'm rebuilding it, like, why not, you know? You want the really, really, really true answer? The most honest answer I could give you as to why we're putting a top hat on this is I'm waiting on parts to finish this build, and I knew I needed to stream today, and I didn't want to pull out a whole nother project because my studio is a disaster zone right now, and I'm taking care of a puppy. So it was easier to put a top hat on this than it was to start another project. I considered starting the Python build, the Python AMS, which I'm currently printing parts for, but then I realized just how long that was going to take, and so that's not happening yet. It's going to be days of printing for the parts, so I didn't have enough time to print the parts. So this is what we're doing. It was a lot easier to print these parts. That's the very honest answer as to why we're doing this. But I do want the additional build volume capability. I do want to be able to max out the Z when I need. So it's not something I do like weekly, daily, whatever, but it will happen. Has anybody tried Speedies on 48? How's the quality versus stock motors on the 2.4? I have not. I would absolutely be curious to hear that myself. All right, I need a couple of screws for this corner. I am very low on M3x8s. I need to order hardware. I think it's going to be M3x8s. Speedies are supposed to be good on 48s. Haven't tried, though. Can't wait to have my Python assembled so I don't have to worry about printing the spools that are running low. Yeah. My AMS has just been so unreliable that I stopped using it entirely. So I'm looking forward to just having an AMS I feel like I can use. Lots of printing, but at least it'll be built fast. Yeah, I only expect the Python to be a single stream. As long as I print all the parts and, you know, which I loaded up the full plates and everything, I think it'll be fine. Is the color variance between the top hat deliberate? It's the same color. I mean, there's multicolor here. It's just the way the light's hitting it. It's all the same. It's different spools, but it's the same color. It's just the way the light's hitting it. Honestly, 2004s are fine on 48 too. Not sure you're going to see a difference unless you're really pushing it though. Yeah. Working on commissioning my IDEX 500 rat rig. Not very easy task for sure. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. I almost ordered the rat rig IDEX kit, but I held off. I need to get that machine running a bit more before I do the IDEX swap. I have 200 hours or so, no issues. What's that on? What is this Python everybody's speaking of? It's an AMS conversion. You rebuild the AMS with printed parts. Let me pull it up real quick. Python. AMS. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. So the Python AMS, you replace the injection molded parts of the AMS from bamboo with these parts, and it's got these like driven gear spools, so they don't run on the spool itself. You run on this gear, which I've already printed a couple of those. I was showing them earlier on stream. I don't even know where I put them. They're bright orange. Where else could they be? Here they are. So mine, I printed the edge with TPU. It's a mod or remix that has a TPU teeth around the edge for a little better grip and quieter operation. So yeah. So that's the AMS. My AMS is Python AMS. Mine just is so unreliable. I've got to give it a try. So I got to see if that's going to work. Wait just a little longer. They've made excellent improvements on the commissioning lately. Cool. I'll talk to the folks at Radrig. I haven't spoken to them in a few weeks, so. That's cool. The RFID seems cool. Yeah. Yeah, it still allows the use of the RFID. I've never found a single use for the RFID personally, because the only thing it'll ever do is load the default profiles that Bamboo has, and those have no use to me. So, but hey, they exist. All right. So this side piece is my remix that's going to use the side handle. So I have the side handles on this build that go on these ones, which interfere with the top hat. But I remixed the top hat center section over here to accept this part. It's supposed to anyway. I haven't actually seen if it fits. Oh wait, no. I remixed this part as well. But it does look like it fits. Let me see. Are you fitting how you're supposed to? Oh, no, you're not, because I modified something here. I've got to take this inner piece out. So my remix required a little change to the original part, the original inner handle. Do I have those here? I thought I grabbed them off the machine. Same reason I did to mine, made the ABS much better. The attached X1C still didn't want to print nice, so I went back to my 2.4 with an ERCF. Yeah, I think my X1 still needs a rebuild, but oh, you know what? I know what you're seeing. I know exactly what you're seeing here. It is a print orientation thing that you're seeing. So the color difference that you're seeing, this part prints standing up, and these parts print flat on the bed. I've got Hilbert curve on the face of these flat parts. I put a Hilbert curve top surface infill pattern, so there's no Hilbert curve on this. So this looks darker because it doesn't have that like texture to the top surface. That's exactly what you're seeing. So I'm gonna remix this center section, and I'm gonna make it so one, it prints laying flat, so I can do that same Hilbert curve to it, and two, make it fit better in here. So I will end up remixing that, but that's what you're seeing. I get it now. I get what you're seeing now. Yep, you were right. As soon as you said print orientation, it clicked in my head. You're right. That's what it is. All right, here's my new handles, new side handles. It's only the inner piece. So these side handles are made up of 3 parts. There's an inner piece, a colored centerpiece. Where did I just put the? Oh, here. A colored centerpiece, and then an outer piece, and they sandwich together. My remix for the handles requires a new inner piece. So, whew, I got a headache. All right, I need heat press inserts in this. 3 of them. 3. All right, and press them in. Hydrate, yeah. Yeah, that's most likely it. That and lack of sleep. I haven't been sleeping enough this week. Haven't slept enough this week. And believe it or not, a puppy doesn't help with sleep. She's sleeping just fine right now. All right. little squeeze out in these holes. Clean that up a bit. Cool. Okay, so now this new inner piece should fit to this piece much better, just like I designed it. I don't know how I'm going to get to these screws though. There's screws here. I should have put some reliefs in here so I could get down through there with a hex wrench. I realized that while it was printing. I'm going to give it a try real quick, but I don't think it's going to work. I think I'm going to have to revisit this. But let's give it a try. That screw's not long enough, is it? No. Okay. I have that long enough M5s here. The screws I took out are stainless, and I would like to, just plain stainless. I'd like black screws, which I have somewhere, but I will replace these. Famous last words. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, you know what? If I put these together now, what nozzle size do you print these in? All 0.4. These are all 0.4 prints. I printed these on a couple of machines that I only have 0.4 nozzles for. Well, at least one machine. A new machine that I only currently have a 0.4 nozzle for, so. Ooh, why is that pushing in? Maybe because it's warped a little bit. This one's kind of like pushed in. That's weird. It's not lining up perfectly with the one before it. I don't know why. All right, but this will work. This will work. Yeah, it looks like it's lining up with the extrusion, but it's not lining up in the face. Strange. The top panel will push it into place, but still going to need a little bit of sealing material between these, I do believe. Oh well. Oh well. I got to pull that part back off anyway, I think. Well, no. I really hope LDO brings nickel-plated hardware to the market. Me too. I know all the I know West 3D and KB 3D both expressed interest in stocking it, so I too hope that happens. Because I've actually directly asked West 3D previously if they could do that. Because they're local to me, and it would be nice to be able to just go over there and pick up hardware when I need. Yeah, so I hope the power of the internet. I hope my random freaking tweet can get us a good hardware option at a reasonable price. Yet to be seen, but I don't expect it to be like a ripoff, but who knows? Because I found it on AliExpress, but it was like $75 shipping. Because every screw size is listed in a separate listing, and then every listing charges a shipping fee, and AliExpress being AliExpress just couldn't figure out grouping them all together despite they're all coming from the same vendor. Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Okay. Woo. All right, start these through here. Yeah, the side piece isn't nearly as big of a gap. So I'll use thinner foam on this. I ordered a bunch of stuff off Ali a few weeks ago and it all had free shipping and came in the same box. Well, I know for me, I can't speak for you, but I know in Philadelphia and here in Portland as well. What happens with AliExpress is things go through like a shipping warehouse. Everything ships from AliExpress sellers, whether individual places. I don't know if they go to like Amazon sellers. Amazon sellers will go to Amazon, hand over stuff. Amazon handles, distribution. I don't know if that's how AliExpress works, but what I do know is that on the state side, things all go to like one distribution place, and then they repackage the stuff and ship it directly to us. That's why for me, it comes like courier most of the time. It's usually not even like a DHL truck. It's like some dude in a van pulls up and just like hands off a box, and it'll often be multiple AliExpress orders in one box. And I'm about 99.9% sure that that's what's happening, is they're shipping to a warehouse here. That warehouse then says, okay, this stuff's all going to Alan, and they box it up and take it to Alan. So most of my Allies get stuck in LA for a solid week while it gets repackaged. Yeah, and that'll happen sometimes. So yeah. I've been lucky here in Philadelphia, and then here I have pretty solid experience with AliExpress for delivery time and all of that. So I cannot complain. All right, I gotta loosen this up a little bit, slide it so I can put some foam in here. All right, put a little foam in there. This part has a little brim left on it, I can feel. Use a scraper to scrape that off. Cool. All right, I think I need thinner foam. Do I have the thinner foam? That's too thin. I have thinner foam, but it's awfully thin. I'll use the 3 mil. My last 2 shipments from AliExpress had the original shipping and labels on them. Wow. Yeah, I haven't gotten that in a long time. It's always like I'll get it, but it's like in a white bag. And then the new label's on the outside of the bag. So like they took a couple items, packed them together, put the label on the outside. That's what I experience a lot. Okay. Skeezers is a new roll of foam. Thinner stuff. Normally that's what I get, yeah. I've had luck with AliExpress lately. It's been real quick. Lately it's been like less than a week to get stuff from AliExpress. But I'm also on the West Coast now, so that's helping, I'm sure. I still got stuff real quick in Philadelphia. It was less than 2 weeks on average. Definitely wasn't like, I paid the Amazon tax of getting things quick more than once, but. Okay. All right, that foam is on there. Slide this over, tight up against that. Tight, tight, tight. I'll drive this home into that. Tighten these screws. All right. Mine shows it just got to LA. Oh boy, there may be a delay. Yeah, I think there will be. Anybody affected by that stuff? So that's a very unfortunate turn of events. Bit of foam. I can get stuff quicker from China sometimes than I can from UK-based sellers. Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely get some things from China quicker than I do from US sellers. That is definitely a thing that does occur. All right, I gotta really push. This foam's pretty dense, so I really gotta push this forward a little bit. And wrench. Tighten. And here's this, where it needs to sit. All right, tighten, tighten. Cool. And tighten these down a little bit. Halfway there. It's actually taking longer than I expected it to. I'm gonna have to go back and redo some of it, but It's okay. Worse things have happened. Why is this not tightening right? Did the hammerhead fall? No, there it is. Okay. One of them wasn't really tightening. Cool. All right. Cool, cool, cool. And on to the back. A side effect I've realized about putting this on is it should help to seal up the top of the extrusions a little bit for the frame. Not that that's a big issue, but it is a thing that heat can leak out through those. Ordered 3 PEI beds for my A1 Mini, paid 16 bucks. Whew. Yeah, sometimes the AliExpress deals are hard to pass up. Now, I've had really bad luck with some like PEI sheets off AliExpress, but hey, a deal's a deal. Ooh, I even got screws in these ones I can use. Cool. Okay. This corner piece. Push this through. Flex plate prices have come way down lately. Cool. I need a bunch of new ones. I really need to like replace a bunch. So the one on this one needs replacement. Fabrico's sending a new one of their, I think they're sending a satin one. I just got some new ones for the Mark IVs. I've been beating up the ones on the Mark IVs lately. I don't know why, but I've done some damage to them. So I got a couple of cheap ones for like when I print TPU or something that I think might stick a little too well. Could be a little more abusive on it. The only issues I've had with PEI from those types of sellers is they are thinner, a lot thinner. Yeah, I've had bubbling issues with some of the cheaper PEI. Had unfortunate bubbling issues in the past where they bubble very quickly. Like my first 100-degree print, they're like, done. Getting the BTT one for the Voron 2.4. So what, the cold plate for the 2.4 to try on your SV08? I only use textured. Yeah, I don't. I almost exclusively use smooth. I like smooth plates. I like smooth plates personally. So, yeah. Interesting. I've considered the glacier, frostbite, whatever they call it. Yeah, cold plates. I've considered it. They haven't sent me any of those. They sent me like 5 for bamboos. But not any of the ones for other machines. Cryoplate, that's it, cryoplate. Now, Frostbite Glacier X1C plate. Who makes that? Is that... I'm the other way, use textured. Yeah, a lot of people like textured. I know, I like smooth. I like smooth. Because, you know, I don't want to be constrained by what orientation a part's in. You know, if I want the surface to be a specific texture, I can create that. You know, like using Hilbert curve or something like that. Most of the time I can have a smooth surface, so that's what I go with. Okay, need to remove supports from this one. Didn't get to the other back one. Satin for the win, yeah. I tried satin. I had a satin sheet on the Cookie Cad V0. They gave me one at Rocky Mountain, so I ran a satin one on that. I liked it, but I tore it pretty quick because I think I had the nozzle too close with PETG, and it just stuck too well, or maybe it was me scraping it, I forget. Because when I was at the show, I didn't have any adhesive to act as a release agent. So I stuck it, and I think I tore a little spot out of it. So I just need to be mindful. Luckily, this is getting beacon contact, so hopefully we won't have any issues like that. Hopefully, once I get the offset set properly. There's a little bit of support stuck in this thing. I should have painted supports on better. I just kind of went with what they painted on. Okay, cool. Smooth, PLA, textured ABS, etc. is my normal approach. Yeah, I use smooth for everything. Except for, I try not to with PLA, or TPU, because boy does that stick. Wow does that stick. But that's TPU anytime, you know? It's smooth, but not smooth, like Wham Bam Flex. Wham Bam Flex plates are too smooth. The Wham Bam PEX is like way too smooth. That's a step too far for me. I had one on my X1 carbon for a while. In fact, I know I've seen a few parts. Oh, here, yeah. This was printed on. I can tell because it's freaking mirror shiny still. Deburr the little bit of a brim off of this. Cool. All right, a few more heat press inserts into this piece. I don't know that I'm going to need them in this one, but it has holes for them. I'm not going to be able to use them later if I don't put them in, so maybe I'll make like a little light or something mount. Might be cool to have a backlight in here. It's like a light mounted up high that can shine down at the backside of the tool head. Oh, random thought. Random thought. I really need to put a camera in this machine, but I don't know where or what I want to do with that. I could remix one of these to run a USB cable along the inside, mount like a webcam up in the corner, and then run it down the back to the USB port I have on the back of the machine. Stick a Logitech C270 on it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Something like that. I've got one somewhere. A Logitech of some kind. I also have a 3DO webcam. It's on the 3DO chamber cam. It's on the rat rig right now. I have another one somewhere. Okay. Heat presses are in. You're going to need hammerheads and foam, because the other one did not fit well. You're surely going to need it. Hammerhead. I use the 3DO nozzle cam. Yeah, the one on the rat rig, it constantly tries to focus. It's always focus hunting, and it'll make like a clicking sound when it focus hunts. When I first put it together, I was so confused why the machine was clicking. I was like, is there something wrong with the motor? No, it's the nozzle cam, or the chamber cam, like focus hunting. And then so the image is like rarely in focus. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it has a hard time because it's a black PEI sheet inside of a black machine or what. I need to add chamber lights to that too. So that's on the list for when we enclose it. It's on the list. Chamber lights, a screen. Has anybody, there's something I could ask you folks. Before I go ordering a Big Tree Tech HDMI 7, has anybody tried a different 7-inch screen on like a Waveshare or something like that? HDMI, USB, touchscreen with clipper screen. You know, there's a few on Amazon that are like 20-30 bucks cheaper than the Big Tree Tech one, but I couldn't find, they're like random sellers, so I couldn't really find reference to people using them with clipper screen. I could order them, try them, and send them back, but I'd sure prefer to just know if they work or not. So some random seller is not going to have a good time of finding drivers. I'm sure of that. Oh, here's the foam. Don't use screens. Yeah, I like them. I really like for like quick, for baby stepping. Baby stepping at the start of a print, pausing, changing filament, loading filament, I really like screens. So I quite like clipper screen. And I want to have it on the rat rig, especially on the rat rig. It's such a big machine that it just makes sense to me. But I want a big screen on a big machine. I've used the Alec Lab screens. They connect via HDMI and ribbons. Even used the ultra wide 7-inch one. It worked great. It worked for a long time until Clip Screen changed something, and now it won't resize properly. Depends if they're like maker client screens. They don't do, yeah. I use a Physec DSI. I love DSI screens, but the electronics box on the rat rig is at the back. The Pi is mounted at the bottom. It would be a super long DSI cable to get up to the front. I don't think that's a good time. So, yeah. Is 20 bucks worth going through the trouble of trying and not working out? That's pretty much what I'm at. Yeah. Kevin, that's kind of why I asked before I just went and ordered it. So I use screen for some things, but mostly web interface. Yeah. Clipper screen is it's just good for quick, easy stuff. Like, yeah, web interface is great. I thought about, just setting up an Android tablet, like a cheap Fire tablet next to the machine, but and then I don't have to run anything but a USB cable just to power it. But I like clipper screen for those quick things. I'm so used to it on this machine that I just want that. I have a smaller wave share. It works okay. See, I went through 2 wave shares on the CookieCAD V0. 2 of them died on me. So kind of why I'm like hesitant. 2 of the wave shares died on that machine. Dang it. This hammerhead didn't turn. Come on, you can turn. You know how to do it. Oh, turn. Does anybody have a good mount DIN rail to the 2020s? Looking for like, well, what orientation do you need to mount it to? Running the length of it or parallel or perpendicular to the extrusion? There it goes, turned. My printers are right behind me. Yeah, see, that's mine. Building a 0G. Oh, 0G, the electronics box. The electronics enclosure for the 0G should have files for that. That's what I used. I used theirs on mine. Yeah, in the electronics bay zip, there should be ones. Cool. Okay, next corner. Couple more hammerheads. I want to flip the electronics box. I got nothing for you then. Well then, if you want to flip the electronics box, look for the inverted electronics Trident mod. No, not inverted electronics. So you don't want the electronics to be accessible from the top. You want it to be accessible from underneath on the 0G. Is that what you're saying? If you want it accessible from underneath, get the stock Trident. Or even stock 2.4 DIN rail mounts to extrusion should work. So yeah, from the top, well, that's how the 0G electronics box is by default. The files that come in the 0G electronics enclosure stuff is from the top. That's how mine is, and I used their files. If anybody didn't notice, I did put the Mercury one up on the toolbox back there. Still not doing anything. It still needs love. It still needs love, but it is there. It needs help, but it's there. I'm running out of screws. I'm harvesting screws from other stuff, so I'm running low on my harvested screws. So I'm using like all black screws that I'm stealing from others. And I'm running really low on M 3x8s. All right. Cool. M3x8. M3x8. Best looking ultra wide display is the 7.9-inch wave share. Yeah, I've got one of those floating around here. That's what I was intending to put on the Trident, but I'm kind of thinking, or well, it was going to go on the 2.4, the heated chamber. Cookie TM, welcome in. It was going to go on the heated chamber 2.4, but now that I'm going to do a Trident, I'm wondering if I shouldn't do a side pack. I just don't know about doing a side pack with Doom Cube extrusions and a heated chamber. It's doable, but I'll have to design all of it and just, yeah. So I'll probably end up doing a side pack, but I could mount that screen in the front side on the side pack. I probably won't, but I could. I probably won't though. All right. I realize that I'm using black screws that I'm harvesting, which is why I'm using the harvested screws, because I'm low on black screws. But I put black screws on the back here where they're not going to be visible. So it's kind of silly of me to do that. It sucks. Amazon only really sells bolt kits and not individual bolts. There are resellers on Amazon that do sell individual like screws. They exist. It's just usually not an amazing deal on Amazon. It's one of those things. It's not. I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I really need to just start buying individual sizes because I'm like overwhelmed with, you know, some and not others. Side pack Trident has the cool skirts. Yeah, but that wouldn't work for me because I'm going to be putting water cooling in it. And so the water cooling will be underneath. So I'm going to have to design my own skirts anyway to mount radiators and such. So I basically wouldn't use anything from the side pack. I probably wouldn't even touch the side pack files that already exist. I'd probably just make my entirely own because it's a Doom Cube frame. Which should, I guess that shouldn't matter because it's 40/40 corners, but the screw mounting points on the outside are still 20/20-ish. Yeah, I don't know. Things to think about. Come on. The screw doesn't want to come out of here. Trying to rob a couple of black screws so I have enough to finish this out. I normally bulk order metric screws if it's not a rush. Yeah. I'll order from McMaster-Carr to get individual sizes of stuff when I can justify, you know, if I have a handful of things I need to order to justify the shipping and whatever through McMaster-Carr. Okay. This corner piece. Can anybody recommend a quick and dirty option for a chamber temp sensor? Maybe something that'll run via Pi 2040 or something? Do you need it to be remote? Because your quick and dirty option is literally just a cheap NTC 100K. That's what I run. Just buy a cheap 100K, plug it into a thermistor port on your board. I've got two of them in here. One right here on the gantry and one right here down at the bottom of the frame that are just standard like hot end 100Ks that I just have in mounts plugged into thermistor ports on my board. And I just, you know, in the config, I just list them as chamber sensors. You the corner, you're the corner I need. That'll work perfect. Cool. Good to hear. Yep. Simple, straightforward. You have to config it, like look up, you do have to do, like you have to put it in your config to obviously read it, but it's very simple to do. I forget offhand exactly what the config looks like, and none of my machines that have one right now are running, but it is simple to do. Okay. 3 more frickin' pieces. 3 more pieces and this will be done. If you run a single chamber thermistor, I would mount it to the top since heat rises. There we go. Bearded Bucket dropped it in chat. That's perfect. That's what the config looks like. Just replace your sensor type with whatever your sensor is and your sensor pin with your pin. So, yep, that's it. Chamber thermistor. I actually prefer to put them lower personally and not up at the hotspot because I want to know what where the cool is, you know. I have a thermistor here on the gantry, which is a little closer to print height. So when it's up a little bit, it'll be more like what the temperature is where it's printing. And I have one at the very bottom. And I kind of look at the difference between the two of those to help me figure out what the chamber's really at. Because I'm trying to circulate air through the chamber and keep it all one consistent temperature. And top is really not telling me what the chamber is, personally. 2 is ideal. Yeah. I would say 1. If you're only going to run 1, I'd get it as close to the nozzle height as you can. Yeah, 1 top, 1 bottom. That's good. I thought about adding a 3rd one, putting 1 at the top just to like get a full range of temp on this, but yeah. What are your thoughts on the Core 1? I'm really looking forward to trying it out. I saw it at Smurf in England, and I'm really impressed with what I've seen. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what it can do. I really, really want to convert my Mark IV that's right over here. You can't see it right now, but my Mark IV right there, I want to convert that to a 2.1. So that'll happen. That will happen. I've got some things in the works that I'm trying to work. I want to try and see if I can't get myself to be the first person to do a Mark IV to Core 1 conversion. We'll see. Who knows? I don't know if it's going to work out, but knocked a screw out. Where'd it go? There it is. Print all the parts in purple. Yeah, it would fit my theme better, that's for sure. It'd be cool to watch. Yeah, I want to try and make a video doing a conversion, and then maybe do another stream if I could do another one. I don't know. We'll see. Hard to explain without giving away what the thought is, and I am not ready to do that. So hard to explain without saying too much. Why is this not threading nicely? That was weird. This one was threading in funky. All right, I'm going to turn this in a second so you all can actually see what I'm doing. Just as this one starts to come together. Yeah, I really like that there's at least an option to upgrade from the Mark IV to a Core 1. Does it make a ton of sense? No, but I like that the option exists. Everything I've seen about it impresses me. I like the look of the machine. I like what they're doing. I don't know. We shall see if it's as good as it seems. I've been running my Prusa Mark IV as like my main machine as of late. I could definitely use a little more speed and a little more temperature out of things. So the Core 1 seems like perfect for me personally, but finally have all the parts printed for my Andrew NG and now rethinking the colors. Isn't that just the way? Isn't that just the way? I gotta rob a couple screws out of this. I'm gonna rob a couple screws. Should I get the screw out? There should be clearance in there, and there's not. Clearance, clearance. What's that from? Is that from anything? Clearance, clearance. Is that airplane? Airplane? No. Sounds like a joke would be from that, but I don't think it is. Sounds like a joke it would be, but. Okay. Nori. You snoozing? Yeah. She's already figured out that Dad's really boring when I'm talking to myself a lot. You know, I'm sure she doesn't understand that I'm filming, but she knows that when I'm talking to myself a bunch, from her perspective, I'm boring. She's already figured that out. I can clearly see that. I was filming an unboxing in the living room of a machine this week because I had to watch her. I couldn't come out here with her unless I put her in the cage, and I didn't want to put her in the pen the whole time. So I just filmed it in the living room with her running around me, and she like quickly figured out this is boring and wandered off and slept on the couch. Okay, now we can turn this, get to the side. I gotta go get a couple of printed parts yet, but we'll do that in a second. All right. Turn this way, make sure I'm not going to knock a bunch of stuff off the bench. In doing so, all right, now I can switch camera angles. Cool. So I can get this piece in. I got to go get the center section real quick, which is in the house. And I will be right back. So let's switch to the Nori cam. Your ear's all flippy, kiddo. I'll be right back. Printed part on a machine in the house that I can't show you yet. Don't know if you folks can still hear me or not, as I'm like 30 feet away. Hi, dog. And back to the studio. Hey, baby, what's up? What's going on, Nori? Did you keep people entertained? Did you keep people entertained? Yes, can hear you. We can't. You can say what it is. Oh, wow. Why did that warp? I can't tell what's going on here. It warped a little bit off the bed. Oh, well. Wait, is that the part I needed? Where's the part I needed? Ah. Here's one of the pieces I needed. Oh, no. Did I not print this other piece? I think I'm missing this middle piece. I thought I printed it, but I don't see it. I have this front corner, which we'll put in, but I don't see the other piece I needed. Damn it. Oh well. Oh well. know what happened to this middle piece. It's an excuse to remix filtration system in there instead. I've got a Nevermore mounted underneath the bed, which helps with chamber heating and filtration, so I don't really need it. I don't want any filtration that removes heat from the chamber. So yes, it would be an excuse to do something, but there's also not a lot of room because I have the side handles to work around. So it is what it is. I guess I didn't print the part. I swore I did, but I've been wrong before. I'll take one more look real quick in a second once I get this piece installed. Once I get this piece in, we'll go take one quick look, just to be certain. All right. And if I didn't print that, then that's gonna have to wait. I think we're gonna swap out the mainboard mount next. We still got some time left, so I think we're gonna swap mainboard mounts to the new one that I'm gonna be running with the new cooling. And we'll do that yet, because that's one of my next things I need to do on this, is get that done. Swapping to a new design with better cooling that's ducted to the stepper drivers a little bit better, because I was having stepper driver, if you go back to the very first episode of this stream series, I was having stepper driver cooling issues, so yeah. It's one of the things I'm trying to correct with this overhaul. All right. Put a couple of screws in this corner. Piece. I'm going to screw into this front piece. Screws in through this corner to the front piece and makes this corner tighten up. So I'm doing that before I tighten the screws down into the frame on this side. Tight. And tight. Cool. Okay, now I can tighten these. All right, that's tight. So I'm gonna look one more time just to make sure I didn't misplace that part. I don't think I did, but I swore I printed it. So let me go see if I can find it real quick. LTT screwdriver, yes. LTT precision screwdriver, yes. Love that thing. Very happy with that thing. Okay, puppy cam, right back again. Nori. Where did I put that part if I did print it? Ha! I did. It's on the kitchen counter. I thought I printed it. I thought. And I was right. Hi, Nori Noodle. Hi, Nori. Okay. Going to install your insulation mods in my P1S and chamber heater. Plan on keeping the chamber 60-65C. And the only limitation there is the bed heater. So good luck with it. Sounds great, but yeah, I wish there was a way to upgrade the bed heater, you know? Have you seen that YouTuber Kyle, aka Bitwet, lost his house in the LA fires? Everyone, including the cats, are safe. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I stopped watching Kyle quite some time ago. Around the time of his divorce, the videos he was producing just weren't for me anymore. It was actually before that, but I used to watch his stuff a lot. So I had not seen that. I'm sorry to hear that. That is rather unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Don't wish that on anybody. Don't wish that on anybody, that's for darn sure. Heats up very fast to 100. Yeah, I run over 100 a lot, personally, but that's me. So, hey, I mean, honestly, if you're going to get the chamber temp up to 60, 65 C on a regular basis with a 100-degree bed, you're going to be fine. He's in the EU, so his bed is full power. Okay, so you also do 110 normally. Yeah. Hi, Domino. What's up? Bitwit wanted to go with his podcast, but it didn't work, so he came back to YT. He's funny, but sometimes it can be annoying. It just got to be too much for me. The humor just started to be like, just, I don't know, not for me. So, me with a 1600 watt bed heater and a 1000 watt chamber heater. Oh, okay. You're definitely taking care of the heating problems. That's a lot of heat density in that little hot box. Little toaster oven. What size machine has that big of a setup in it? I forget what size the heater I'm going to run in the Trident is. I don't remember. I got to find a good mounting solution for a chamber heater and a Trident. I had it worked out for the 2.4. Now I don't know on the Trident. The VCore 4 500. Okay. Yeah. 1600. Are you in the EU? Mine's a 1500 bed, I thought. I'm visiting LA right now. It's pretty bad. No actual fire where I am, but very smoky. I believe that. Forest fires miles away can be pretty bad. Custom edge-to-edge heater. Cool. Where'd you get that from? Because honestly, I could use I got to replace my bed. They sent me a new bed because I felt my variance was a little high, but they didn't send me a new bed heater. I can reuse the bed heater, but I really don't want to. I don't know what his humor is like, but one of the things I enjoy about your content is positivity and friendliness. Yes. I try. Like, it's not easy to maintain all the time. Like, and I'm not trying to talk shit on him in the least. Like, it's just not for me. His humor just got to be, like, not for me. That's all. So, and I definitely don't wish any of that on him. That's for sure. My chamber heater is only 150 watt for safety. I thought about putting one in this. I have one here somewhere. I have one of the Cheaty chamber heaters, and I thought about using some of the space in the top hat to put it in here. It's a 24 volt 300 watt unit, but I could limit it to a lower wattage and put a bigger power supply. I could replace the 200 watt power supply with a 300 watt and then just limit it to 150 watt equivalent. But would it really be worth it at that point? I don't know. Okay. Side handle. Next side handle piece. Our filler piece to go in the middle here. Got to put a little foam on this quick. 500 watts, or what are you even doing? Oh. Getting a warm breeze. Getting a warm breeze going. Okay. I forget. I've got a chamber heater. I got a couple PTC heaters floating around. I forget what wattage they are, though. I think I got a 750, I want to say. I was planning to use to try to build a custom... I want to build a custom filament dryer setup. I've been meaning to forever. All these filament dryers on the market, I'm just like, I don't love any of these. They're fine, but I want something a little, I don't know, different. 150 would be plenty for you. Hey, I believe you. I mean, especially the chamber's not particularly big. So it's a fairly compact chamber. It's not like you're heating this volume. Lab oven works well. Yeah, a lab oven's a solid option. I thought about that. Lab oven. All right. Kind of just wanted to build one just for the sake of building one, but you know. I think I might need to look at chamber cooling rather than heating on a V0.2. Yeah, I mean 0.2 part cooling is not great. So I really like that. I had the cookie CAD build. I put the Sunlu has the new E2 coming out. Yeah, the problem with all of these, like Sunlu and Sovol and all of these, Sovol not so much because they literally just put out a toaster oven. No insulation. It's so inefficient. It's such a waste of heat. With a lab oven, that's what we call on brand. You're right. You're right. There's no room on. Yeah, there's no room on the. You are right. There is no room in a bamboo for bed heaters or bed fans. Just isn't. The bed goes all the way to the bottom and slams down. So unless you like dished out the bottom somehow, which you're not going to do. Man, it could be done, but yeah. Yeah, like the Sunlu one, it's a plexiglass box that gets to 110 degrees Celsius. It's such a waste of heat. You know, all of them are that way. It's just uninsulated boxes, just inefficient. Like they may work. I'm not saying they don't, but I think it could be done a lot more efficiently. I don't know. Don't know. But insulation costs money, weight costs money to ship, you know. Those are all factors in business decisions like designing products like that. All right. Yeah, this design definitely needs some way of reaching these screws better. E2 is double wall, I think. Yeah, at least. I mean, that's good. Double wall is better than nothing. Definitely better than nothing. It is double walled. Okay. Insulated. If it's double walled, I wonder if there's an air gap you could fill with foam or something. You don't want them to be tight. Moisture needs to get out. Yeah, but there's a balance between like letting moisture out. Like what I do is just burp them most of the time. Honestly, if I designed one, I would probably just design in a burping valve, like a valve that would open every 30 minutes and let out some moisture. Like a servo or something, it would just open a door on the outside and just let it out. Perhaps an in-chamber spool mount at the top and a chamber heater instead of an external filament dryer. You could have like a top hat with a spool in it sitting on a carriage with like a metal frame and it sits up in there. Could do that. My problem with in-chamber spool holders, that's well, how good of an option is that? Use compressed air, time dryer. I mean, vacuum drying is, I know like Vision Miner swears by vacuum drying. They swear by vacuum drying, not heat. My problem with in-chamber spools, I don't like in-chamber spools. I like the idea of them for like keeping filament, at least, the chamber's going to be warmer, so it'll act as a bit of a dry box. It'll help. But the problem is, like it's always a Trident or like the Rat Rig VCore 4500 has an internal spool holder right now. Problem is, you get to a point where you can't get the spool out when the bed gets to a certain point, and that's most likely going to be the point when you run out of filament. So like you're 3/4 of the way through a print, you ran out of filament, and now your spool holder is blocked by your bed. So yeah, what I really like. And I would love to figure out doing on a Trident, or it could be done on a Trident actually. Ooh, that's a fun idea. Well, with the insulated chamber, I don't know how well it would work. Well, that's what I was saying. When you mentioned the top hat, that was the thought. You could have like a lift up top piece that you could get the spool in and out of. So that could make sense, but it's letting a lot of heat out when you do that. But you're going to do that no matter what, changing the spool inside of a chamber. The Core 1, do a bump in like the Core 1. That's exactly where I was about to go. The Core 1. The Core 1, they've already shown it with a dry box and a bump in. That's a pretty ideal concept to me. I love that, and I absolutely want that dry box setup on the Core 1. I think that makes a lot of sense. It's not insulated, and my Trident build is going to be insulated, but I could maybe build a side pack just for filament. I don't know. Some thoughts. Maybe a side pack for filament you could do a side pack for filament that has a bump out. Yeah, an insulated bump out with a side pack that has a fan, like maybe a pair of fans or one fan. So it could like draw hot air into there to keep that dry. And then you could always like put a switch on the, either put a switch externally or put a switch on the door. So when you open the door, the fan turns off so it's not drawing heat out of the chamber. That way, the only hole in the chamber going into the side pack, which is still being kept dry, would be like just a fan hole. Like one and then a return fan hole. So like, y'all are giving me some ideas. I like this. I like this. Because the enclosed chamber box on the top, with the top hat. I do like that idea too. Just think air exchanger from a paint booth. Yeah. All right. These are some solid thoughts. Thanks, folks. These are some good ideas. We're gonna have to revisit this because the Trident build, the heated chamber Trident build, the goal is like PEI Ultim, PEI Ultim, same thing. High temp materials. I want it to be a hot box. Those materials need to be kept dry while they're printing too. They don't just want to be dried. They want to be dried while they're printing, or stay dry at least. So like, that's a factor. And that's not a bad thought. So, all right, cool. Okay, our top hat is on here. We've got top hat on. I just got to finish putting these side handles back on. Really, I should leave them off because I gotta like remove them to put the side panel back on here. But I'll probably just put these back on real quick anyway. Viking Valkyrie has a sliding drawer underneath for filament. Yeah, I've definitely looked at and taken inspiration from that project with my thoughts about what I'm going to do for the Trident build. Section is separately heated. Yeah. I mean, that's a very valid point. I could separately heat the side box. Ooh, there's a thought. I could always have a separate box. Ooh, I could build a side pack, a bump out side pack that could be removed, but have just a bed, mount a bed vertically, that could be removed, like have connectors on the outside in the skirt, like a plug-in setup in the skirt. So like you just plug in, connect your power leads, your thermistor lead or whatever, so that Clipper could control an external dryer setup. That could be done. It could be done entirely separate, so it could have its own power inlet, its own power supply, and then Clipper just controls an SSR or whatever in the chamber. Thoughts. I need screws for one. There's a thought. I need more black screws. Could be done to sit on top for the top hat. Totally. Could be. Mount a bed vertically. I've thought about trying to use an old bed heater as one. If you're water cooling, you could run tubes through the filament chamber before it gets back to the cooler. Could also exhaust the heat of the radiators into the box. Wouldn't help so much with cooling. It would have to draw out fresh air, but okay, that screw's not long enough. I need longer ones. Ah, these ones. I have them here. Cool. All right. One handle. Tighten these back up. So I've still got handles that work on this darn thing. And then we can work on the main board. This took longer than I expected. So, all right. Not mad about it. I wasn't sure if this was going to fill out a stream, but between this fiasco at the start of stream, and now this we are. There's the one side. Where's the filler piece for this side? Oh, it's the other old piece. I personally prefer the idea of using waste heat and insulation as much as possible. I agree. I'd like it. It's never going to be truly power efficient being a heated chamber and whatever, but I would sure like to minimize the issue. So I do agree that if I could come up with a way to reuse waste heat or whatever, that's a solid idea. Got to play with that, because if water cooling, like radiator heat, expels into the box, it needs to go somewhere, or else eventually it's going to heat soak and the water cooling is not going to do its job anymore. So kind of got to figure that out. It's a nice idea. I just don't know if it would work. I do like the idea of not having a separate chamber heat in there, just to like reduce the power draw. It's already going to be a power hungry beast. Of that I am certain. Of that I am certain. So I don't know where my last screw went for this. These screws not lined up? Not really. Nomad! Welcome in, nerd. Add a small fan, you can recirculate back into the main chamber. Yeah, no, I think that's the best idea. That is the best idea. Have a separate side-mounted chamber, so I'll have electronics on one side. It's going to be a beast of a machine till it's all said and done, because I was planning on putting a Stealth Max in it, Nevermore Stealth Max on it, so back panel, side electronics, side pack, and then a side pack for filament. It's going to be a beast, but I think that's absolutely the best idea. A fan, circulating heat through there, keep a chamber heat, but like it's capped. That's the best idea by a long shot. Where is... There's one screw missing here. Where did I put it? I don't know. I need to get black screws for this anyway, so. I'm excited to build my switch wire. Yeah. I like my smart Nevermore Stealth Max. Yeah, I think I'll probably go all out and do the smart version. The one with its own MCU and all. Yes, I do intend to do that. Okay, we got a top hat. It's a thing. I don't love it. I wonder how big is this? Could I print these pieces in one part? Probably. 443 millimeters? I mean, the whole frame is what, 460? Yeah, so it's 460 at the bottom. I need to get the enclosure on my 500. Okay, we got a top hat. Because if I could do these side pieces in one piece, I would sure like that. We'll revisit that at some point, maybe. Potentially. But for now, cool. You insulating top. I do intend to insulate the top, yes. So I'm going to put the top plexiglass back on here, and then I'm going to, I won't glue it down. I thought about it, but I'll probably put I've got some very thin foam I can put on top of here. So I'll put the very thin foam on top of here, put the plexi top on, and then I'll insulate it from the inside. So it'll get a foil-backed butyl, probably, and then a bit of foam insulation. So at the very least, you should be able to do them halves instead of thirds. I use 1 millimeter. I've got some 1 millimeter, so that's what I'm going to use. Thanks, Mike. At the very least, you should be able to do halves. I got at least one machine, maybe two. Maybe two that could do it in one piece, I think. I have to play with it, but I think I could do it in one piece. So We'll see. Okay. The sides anyway. Well, actually 4. So 4 separate pieces. Front, back. Yeah. I think I can make that happen. So, okay. Let's get this flipped up and see about replacing the mainboard mount. Let's get it flipped up and see what we can do underneath. I really need to clean. I very, very much need to clean. It's ridiculous in here right now. All right. What's going to be the most logical way to do this? There's a bunch of screws on here. First of all, they got to go. All right. Am I missing anything? Doesn't look like it. Cool. And we're going to go to this camera. Just thinking about which way. Nope. The other side makes more sense. All right. I'm going to move a few things here. I'm not dumping right onto some tools. Clean up filler stream. Yeah. Yeah. I'm too... I'd be too distracted. I need to like put on an audiobook and just freaking need some rock and rollers. Yeah. I thought about doing it, but I don't know. I thought about doing that, but well, I can't because, well, no, they mount external. The rock and rollers don't do anything with the Z drives, right? Yeah, you distracted? Never. I know. How there's blasphemy. Nobody ever talked. Nobody knows anything about that with me. All right, I'm going to move this other camera real quick, see if I can get a different perspective on this. Ugh. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Try. Yeah, that's not going to move where I want it to move. I got to go a little further with it. So I can get a closer shot and see what's going on inside this box better, because the other camera has a wide angle lens on it. This is kind of ridiculous now. I've got 3 cameras in one location. Get this plugged in. Oh, of course the HDMI cable's too freaking short. As I'm bumping the camera that you folks are actually watching on, though I'm not there, so what's it matter? What's it matter? Of course it matters. Does it reach? It reaches. Cool. All right, that's better. Okay. Now, I think this should work. Hey, there we go. So this is the cooling I have right now. A pair of Noctua 4010 fans. So not a lot of airflow movement off of these, and just this mount that goes open over top of those. I was having cooling issues with this, so it's time to ditch this. What we're going to is, it requires a whole new mainboard mount, but it's this design that has a whole duct design. So it straddles over top of the step sticks. Oh, we're streaming at the same time? Well, I'm the one who streams on Thursdays, so tell him to pick another time. And so the top cover or top piece encases a pair of 4010 fans, but these are Sunlu fans now, which flow a fair bit more air than these, and really are not that much louder than Noctua's. So a couple of Sunlu maglevs inside of there. So yeah. All right, let's get this off of here. Then I got to take the whole board off because this design requires an entirely different mount. Requires an entirely different mount for the Octopus board, unfortunately. Is what it is. We're not going to be at this for too much longer, so let's get this, I'm gonna get this replaced and done. And then that'll probably be it for this stream. Nope, a little spacer piece just fell out of there. I forgot I had that in there. I think I made these and then they needed to be spaced up just a hair. Forgot there were spacers in there. Come on. Off the bed. James, thank you for being here. Appreciate stopping by. Have a good night. Good night's sleep. Get one for me, because I sure haven't lately. All right, so TMC 2209s. I just put heat sinks on freaking everything on this board. And now I got to remove just one screw that's still holding this in place. And I'm probably just going to like pull this aside and see if I can do this without having to unplug everything. I got to rewire in this box anyway. Tin Talon, welcome in. Hello. I've got to rewire a lot of stuff in here anyway, but I'm not doing that on a stream. It's too time consuming. Too time consuming. Cool. All right. I'm going to have to unplug the USB connection at least. Do we have enough give here? What's holding us? Power wires, it looks like. All right. That's because I got them zip tied down there. Unplug these fans. I'll take a quick picture of how I got this all plugged in. Used a 5010 driver mount, yeah. Or 5015. I've seen the idea. I just don't really have a lot of room in here for that. So, have a link to the new duct. I will get it in a second. So let me figure out what I'm doing here and then I'll grab the link. Because yes, it is on printables. I remixed it, but it's the main concept is solid and there. I just remixed it to my own flavor because I can't leave anything alone. Okay. Well, that's kind of a mess. All right, let me grab the files quick so I can share them with you folks. Because I'm going to want them, I'm going to want to link them in the description anyway of this stream. Octopus, cooler, BTT. See, it's on printables. I just can't remember. Nope, nope. That's not it. That's not it. Printables search sucks. It's one of those searches that's too dumb. So like if you get one letter too specific, it's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard of a Voron before in my life. What do you mean? I'm gonna have to look way back in my downloads, I think. There it is. Yep. Share, copy link, dropping in chat. Boom, I'll pin it. I shall pin it. Yeah, cool. That is it. As I said, I remixed it, but my remix is minor, to say the least. So like, I'm not gonna bother releasing my version. It's not a drastic enough difference to justify doing so, I think. Okay, but I do need... Ugh, I forgot about this. Wait, how does this work? How the heck is this supposed to install now that I look at this? Oh, okay, I get it. Well, that's kind of annoying. I had to pull the DIN clips out. I hate the search engine on all of them. They're bad, yeah. None of Thangs' search engine works pretty well, and I'll often, if I can't find something on printables, sometimes I'll go to Thangs and search for it just to find it on printables. I find theirs works better. It just returns too many results is the problem. Just want to check where this needs to be positioned. There's two options for mounting holes. I want to be sure that I'm picking the right ones. Boy, that's really going to jam my main board that way. Not a lot, but it does. Oh well, is what it is. Okay, I gotta pull the DIN clips out of here. You install the DIN clips right onto that plate and sandwich the board between the cooler. I don't know how it's supposed to mount to the other side, actually. Oh, there's a couple of hex recesses in here, I see now. Ugh. All right, 2 hexes go into this. They're gonna fall out. Potentially. Seems okay. All right, DIN clips. I gotta get gotta get these screws out of the DIN clips. Looks like maybe they expected you to use some DIN clips that have M3 size screws. I'm gonna see if I can get away with using these. I don't know if I'm gonna get to or not. The M2 threads, screws. Yeah, it offsets. I wish it offset. I wish it had another mounting hole here so I could go a little more central, because I really have to be to one side of the DIN rail or the other. There should really be like a third hole right here that would allow me to pick a couple of options. I don't really have time to go back and remix this, so I'm just going to go with it, I think. I don't want to take the time to go back and remix it again. So I'm just going to let it shift my main board a little bit, I think. Yeah, the regular M2 screws look like they'll work. Yeah, those screw holes don't line up very nicely. I wonder if it had its own DIN clips that I didn't print. It probably had its own DIN clips that I didn't print. Let's look. Drill it, could. I just want to see. Yeah. Did it come with DIN clips? It didn't come with DIN clips. What DIN clips does it expect you to use? Terminal cover. Choosing the bottom part. It's always something. Yep. It still offsets. Here, let me open up the... So it still offsets to the one side. I'm going to end up remixing this and reprinting that plate, unfortunately. So... for my own taste, just where my DIN clip because like my DIN rail is already in a position mount with everything in here. I can't really move my DIN rail, so I kind of need it to be a little more centrally located. And they were using specific DIN clips that it didn't come with. I hate that, but I don't see it saying what DIN clips to use. There's plenty of information here. I'm sure it's saying it somewhere. I'm just missing it. Oh, the DIN brackets. Thanks for the great design, which I just finished to work for me. I will re-upload the original DIN clips. These must be the DIN clips they were using. Yep, there they are. Okay, so I got to print these. Womp womp. And in doing so, I'm just going to quickly remix this and punch a hole in it yet to do that. But I can show you at least the way it's supposed to be here on stream. And then I think we're going to have to call it. So the way it's supposed to work is this plate, which is really there's nothing to this plate. It's very simple. Goes behind the board. And then you thread through this. Yeah, this goes behind the board. Then you thread from behind the board up into this duct, which has heat inserts in its base. and that straddles over your stepper drivers. Straddles over your drivers. And just, it like encompasses the drivers. It really encompasses the drivers so that the air is just forced over them to get much more directed cooling in here. So, and then the main board itself will just have the chamber fans blowing across it for the MCU to get its cooling. So, all right, I guess we're gonna have to call it on this because I gotta go print those DIN clips. That's gonna take, yeah, at least 30-40 minutes, if not more. So we've already done a lot of side questing and rambling on this stream. I don't want to do that. I guess if let me look real quick. Somebody said that Nero is streaming, so maybe we can raid over to him. I'm gonna go make some dinner. Is he live now? Was he live? He's not live. Oh, members only. I'm not a member of Nero's. That's why. So, got it. Got it. That's why I didn't see. I'm not a member of Nero. Yet. I don't know why I'm not. Just not. So, it's usually that he streams. Like, Steve's about the only one I ever catch his streams because I'm usually working when everybody else streams. So, all right, folks. I'm going to wrap it up here. Nori, you want to come say bye to everybody? Come on, wake up. Snoozle butt. Oh, stretchy worm. Come here, little noodle. Oh, stretchy noodle. He is a stretchy noodle. So, oh, you're done? You're so long. Who let you be so long and so small? Can you imagine? Can you believe this is a 4-pound dog? Seriously, 4 pounds. Don't wiggle. Don't wiggle. Is that fan for the steppers have a link? It's pinned in chat. Questionable choices. The pinned link at the top of the chat right now is for that stepper cooler. So that is pinned in chat right now. So, yep. I like the design. I really do. There were a few things I tweaked about it to remix it for myself, but it's solid out of the box. It'll be fine. So it does require heat inserts and such, but yeah, sorry it was late. Cool. Well, we're headed out. Thank you for stopping by anyway. You got that link. So, all right, folks, I will catch you all in the next one. Nori, do you want to say bye to everybody? No, you just want to stare at me? Okay. And so, all right, folks, Nori says bye. Nori says bye. You're so ridiculous, cat, the dog. All right, folks. Bearded Bucket, thank you for being here. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by, hanging out, and streaming with us. I'd usually crank up the music and show you an animal at this point. My little wiener. But, yeah. All right. Bye. He's a noodle. I know.